On to 285 at the perimeter. Jill Nelson, WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellers with Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms move out overnight. Mostly cloudy, breezy, and colder. Lows 33 to 37. Monday, breezy and much colder. High 48. Lows 24 to 28. Tuesday, mostly sunny, very cold. High 44. Low 23. Wednesday, sunny.
Virtual imaging.
The information presented on this program is not intended to take the place of your personal physician's advice, and it is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Discuss this information with your own physician or healthcare provider to determine what is right for you.
Hey folks, Dr. Joe here. So glad you're with us today. Fun show today. We're talking about home remedies that really work. And it was funny, I was just talking to Ahmad before we went on. He goes, man, I need some home remedies that really work. So Ahmad will try to give you some home remedies as well, because we don't want you, being left out here. You are one of our listeners as well, aside from being our producer, board operator. And Ahmad Rashad. Is he named after?
Ahmad Rashad.
Ahmad Rashad. There you go. And that's why we bring Ahmad in, because he's quick on his feet. And those of you who don't know who Ahmad Rashad is, he was a football player, correct?
That is correct.
There you go. Okay, there you go. Some of the younger kids may not know that, so yes. Anyway, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. If you're first time joining us, welcome. In the show, we talk about healthcare that really, really works. We give you tips on things that you can do every single day to naturally get well and stay well. I want you to take control of your own health, because with healthcare prices like crazy, insurance companies, every time we think it couldn't get worse, it gets 10 times worse. I don't know when this is going to end, so you have to take responsibility for your own health. And I laugh because people say, well, Dr. Joe, my insurance covers. And then they have a $6,000 deductible and $100 copays. And it's like, well, so you really don't have insurance. So you really need to take things to heart and learn how to take care of yourself if you want to survive. It's really what it's boiling down to at this point. So no matter what you heard or how badly you want relief on any of these things, I want you to talk to your doctor or your pharmacist before trying any home remedy. That is my CYA. To make sure that I'm putting my disclaimer in there. Always check with your doctor before you do any of these, but I can tell you what I do, okay? If you're taking over-the-counter prescription medications, some herbs and things like that may affect it, so you might want to talk to your doctor. I even say talk to your pharmacist. The pharmacists seem to have a better grasp on this, because a lot of doctors aren't trained in food-drug interactions, where the pharmacist might have a better grasp on it, or just go to the internet, which is kind of simple now, too. All right, let's get started. Tons to cover. I'm going to open up the phone lines, too. If you have any healthcare questions at all, not just about home remedies, but anything, the number here at the studio is 844-44-Dr.Joe, 844-44-DRJOE. And my website, as your regular listener knows, say it with me, drjoe.com. Very good. You all did very well there. You all get a point. All right, peppermint. This is fun because I noticed that as the weather changes, things start to pop up in the garden. Peppermint's starting to grow, and I have peppermint growing in my garden. I planted just a few sprigs years ago, and peppermint is one of those weeds. It covers everything. We can talk about turmeric, and it does the same thing. But peppermint covers a lot of things, and it's great because it tastes great. In the summer, if you want to put it in your iced tea, if you want to put it in water, it really has a nice flavor to it. But also, peppermint has medicinal benefits. Peppermint oil might help with irritable bowel syndrome. So, you have to get peppermint oil made. I don't know how to make peppermint oil. But this is a long-term condition, irritable bowel syndrome, that causes cramps, bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation. And also, peppermint oil can be good for headaches. So if you have a headache, you can rub a little bit of peppermint oil on the back of your head, and you can smell it. And many times that might help with the headache, which is kind of cool. So peppermint is awesome. If you want to grow it, again, you don't even have to have a garden. Just grow it in an area of your front lawn or something. It'll grow like crazy. And it has a great flavor to it. And you could just pick it and put it in fresh, or you can dry it out. That's kind of a fun thing, too. If you just take it and just leave it on your counter, it'll dry out, and then you can make peppermint tea. I know this means you have to do something that would actually take work, and I know that might be a little much for you. I want to talk about honey. Honey gets a lot of good press and bad press. It's a natural sweetener, and it works really almost as well as a lot of over-the-counter cough medications. Now, this could be really helpful for children who aren't old enough to take over-the-counter medications, but you don't want to give honey to an infant or a toddler younger than age 1. The reason is there's a bacteria in there that can actually get them very sick. And if they're too young, their immune system may not be strong enough. Now, when it comes to babies, it's okay if the baby gets sick periodically. because their immune system has to learn how to deal with certain things, viruses, germs, and bacteria. So babies get sick a lot, but the reason is their body is just learning how to deal with it. And so it's not necessary that you have to suppress the symptoms in a baby right away if they have a little cold or a flu or a runny nose. It's okay. The body has to learn how to deal with these things. So back to honey. Don't give it to babies because it can get them sick. But here's the thing with honey. Make sure you get organic and locally grown. Because if you buy commercial honey, if you go to the grocery store, and you take the honey and you hold it up to the light and you can kind of see through it and it's very clear, and you think to yourself, wow, this stuff is great. It's so clear and pure. That's not good because they filtered out all the good stuff. Honey should be cloudy and have some things floating around in it. And there are certain countries that we don't trade with here in the United States, and they may make honey and we won't buy from them, so they'll send it to another country that we do trade with, and then we'll buy it from them. But the catch is they have to filter out all the good stuff because if they have any pollen left in it, we can do a DNA test on the pollen and find out where the honey came from. I know it's a little convoluted there, but many times these countries are feeding the bees high fructose corn syrup, and we do it here in the States too. So if the honey is clear, chances are it's not good for you. You want to get bees that actually go out and get pollen from flowers. So cloudy and organic honey is going to be your best way to do it. It still is high in fructose, so be careful. You don't want to drink this stuff because the fructose, when it gets into the liver, has to be converted into glucose. And in the process, we create something called nitric oxide. Well, we prevent nitric oxide. Nitric oxide opens up your blood vessels. So if you're eating a lot of sugar and high fructose corn syrup, it's going to affect the circulation in your body and can actually raise your blood pressure. So for those folks with high blood pressure, a little trick you might want to try is stop eating sugar, especially fructose, because the fructose converts into uric acid. Uric acid gets in your joints and it hurts. Uric acid prevents nitric oxide production, and that can cause your blood vessels not to expand, and you don't get lower the blood pressure. You don't get good circulation. So this is a little trick, and I see this a lot with patients when they come to see us for chiropractic. We talk about neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, pinched nerves, and we do, my team does amazing work with chiropractic, but we also want to look at their diets. So if you're eating a lot of fructose or high fructose corn syrup, you're drinking soda, the fructose may be preventing the body from lowering the blood pressure. And now you have a problem. So that's a little trick you can do too. So it's not a home remedy that really works. That's a home remedy that you don't want to do. That will work. So just stop putting the fructose in your body, please, because it's not good for you. And as chiropractors, my team of doctors, we want to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. And if you're doing high fructose corn syrup, creating uric acid gets in your joints and it hurts. And so many times when patients come see us, we do a nutritional workup and we work on getting their diet straightened out along with getting the chiropractic care. And a lot of people find they get amazing results doing that, which is kind of cool. So, folks, got to go to break. If you have a healthcare question, lines are open. The number's 844-44-Dr.Joe, 844-44-DRJOE. My website, over 1,000 hours of podcasts there. We're going to talk about some supplements. They'll be on the website too. Or if you want to make an appointment to come see us, the website is drjoe.com. Hey, tell your friends about the show. We'll be right back.
Breaking news from the 24-hour news desk.
At 7:14, I'm Jennifer Griffiths, live in the WSB 24-hour
Is
news
Facebook
center.
going a little slow today?
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Brian Clark. The sheriff in Lee County, Alabama, says at least 10 people are dead after.
Wow.
We have a really low stream rate.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to fix it.
All right. Garrett's working on that.
I think it's
So-
the internet here.
So Facebook, hang on. We're trying to work on fixing that. We are on Instagram, so if you want to jump over to Instagram, we're okay on Instagram?
Yes,
Instagram is
Instagram is
working really
going
well.
well.
Okay, so any questions from the Instagram crowd?
We don't have any questions so far.
That's
but-
okay. If you have questions, folks, we didn't tell people to send in the questions. That's why. If you have any questions on social media, type it in, and Garrett and Sierra will read them to me at the breaks. And if you're new to the show, what we do is we do the show live. That goes all over the country. And then at the breaks, well, we can't air, the commercials and everything. So then you and I have a little more intimate time. We can sit down and talk and have a nice little time together. So we're talking today about home remedies that really work. How about this? If you have a home remedy that you know really works, send it in to us. Maybe we'll cover it on the show. How about that? Let you guys steer the ship. Sierra, you're looking curious.
Well, no, I was just reading a question.
You see the eyes light up.
Which vegan replacements for honey do you recommend for honey-based home remedies?
That's a good point. Well, again, if you're vegan, you wouldn't do the honey.
Do you personally?
I will eat honey periodically. I'm not that strict on it, even though I'm vegan. I know it's an animal product, but again, it's a different point of view on that. But the honey, if you're not going to use the honey, you can use, the honey has the nutrients in it. What I would do is, if I'm sick, of course, I use Dr. Joe's Wellness Booster and Dr. Joe's Seasonal Tonic. So that's what I do. And it works real well for coughs as well. So the honey itself, it's not the sweetness of the honey that's good for you. It's the components of the honey that are good for you.
So I guess it would depend on what home remedy you're trying to make.
That's exactly
and
right.
Then might help you.
Yeah, like I have ginger tea every day, and I'll put stevia in it as a sweetener.
Yeah.
So other people, if they do honey, can put honey in it if you wanted to, but I like to do the stevia. And I love my ginger tea in the morning. It's great. Opens up your blood vessels. It's an aphrodisiac, so be careful with it. But it's really good for you. It's anti-inflammatory.
Michelle says, thank you for advice on the shingles vaccine.
Ah, you're welcome, Michelle. There you go. I know who Michelle is. But you don't. Ha-ha. Garrett still looks puzzled over there. He's still trying to work on Facebook there.
Oh, here's another one that I missed. What is the relationship between sugar and migraines?
Well, it absolutely can cause a migraine because sugar is an acid, so it robs the body of calcium, and the body needs calcium to relax the blood vessels and relax your muscles. So that's one thing that sugar can do. And also, waving to my coworkers there, some people are triggered by sugar. So what you need to do is don't eat it. You shouldn't eat it anyway. So if you're eating it and you're getting migraines with it, just don't eat it at all. So yes, there is a connection, to answer your question.
Okay, and Levi says that the home remedy that I use for colds is boiling orange juice like tea and adding a bit of ginger and turmeric.
There you go. Yeah, we're gonna get
It
that.
helps. He said that the heated vitamin C tends to work faster.
Yes.
I don't know why that was so hard for me to.
That was a big one, wasn't it? Yeah, big words.
I was just talking.
I'm going to take away a bell for you. So there, you got to get a bell to break even now. You're minus a bell. So. Yeah, that works too. And that's why when you have a cold or flu, we're going to talk about that later too, is you want to raise your body temperature. Because if a virus like the flu is in there, the body creates a fever, and you want to be able to duplicate or make a fake fever to raise your body temperature, kill off the viruses. So that's something you might want to try as well. So it's very, very smart. When you are sick, drink a lot of hot fluids. It breaks up the mucus, and it helps kill off the viruses as well. Looks like you're in charge today, Sierra. That's it.
I think on last week's show, you were saying unpasteurized kimchi is good for infection. Where's the best place to find that?
That's a tough one. You can try some farmers markets. I know in the Atlanta area, there's a place called Buford Highway, and they've got some farmers markets there, and I think they have it unpasteurized. But if it comes in a jar sealed, chances are it's been pasteurized. Or you can make your own. It's very, very simple to make if you want to get real crazy. Napa cabbage.
There's a lot of people that have fun making it. I see videos and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's very simple to make. Yeah, it has to be easy because you got to figure. People in Korea, these are people that are many times very poor, third world circumstances they're living in, and they can make the kimchi, so you can make it as well. So it's not hard; it's easy.
Okay,
yes.
This is a good one. I'm trying to become vegan, but I'm having a hard time leaving meat.
Yes.
Any suggestions?
Sure. Well, it's funny you'd say that because Garrett and Sierra are putting together a step-by-step, 7-step program you're going to put together. Is that what it is?
Well, we're working on either doing a 3-month program, a 90-day program to go vegan, or if we want to hold off on that idea and focus on a 7-step getting rid of the 7 deadly sins program, which would get you vegan and get you healthy.
Right. And the easiest thing if you have trouble giving up meat, just go vegan every other day. That's simple enough. I mean, there's a movement called Meat Out Mondays, and so you could go every other day without meat, and you could do it. I've been vegan for 32 years, so it's not hard. It's very easy actually. And once you get into it, you'll go, why didn't I do this
There's
sooner?
some good meat substitutes too now to help you if you just are craving the flavor, like Beyond and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of meat substitutes.
That really taste like.
Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Get stronger and healthier with Dr. Joe Esposito on News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB.
Hey folks, Dr. Joe here. We're talking today about home remedies that really work. And these are things that I've tested, almost every one of them. And they do work, which is kind of cool. So that's why if you have an issue, you might want to take notes on this because people say, well, Dr. Joe, what do you do for this? What do you do for that? That's what this show is all about. I'm kind of answering questions that you people have asked over the years. If you have a healthcare question, lines are open. 844-44-Dr. Joe, 844-444-DRJOE. In fact, let's start taking some callers because the lines are lighting up. Fred, how can we make your day better?
Hi, Dr. Joe. This is Fred Meadows calling you from Loganville,
Yes, sir.
and I'm calling on behalf of my wife.
Uh-huh.
And she has anxiety,
Uh-huh.
irritable bowel syndrome,
Uh-huh.
and periodically she has heart palpitations.
Sure. Okay.
And wondering what you felt about CBD oil or any other remedies that you could recommend.
Sure. Well, anxiety, in fact, I've been in practice, I've been seeing patients for 35 years. And what we find is that every person I've ever had that has anxiety has a digestive problem. And the most common digestive problem is the stomach pushes up against the diaphragm. And then the stomach isn't digesting food properly. And the stomach's job is to digest proteins. It breaks proteins into something called amino acids. Now, the amino acid tryptophan specifically becomes serotonin in the brain. And we have anxiety, it's many times that we're not utilizing serotonin properly. So by fixing the digestive system, most people have a major reduction in their anxiety. So CBD would be great. I mean, CBD is fine. Right now, it's the wild, wild west in CBD, so you don't know if you're getting anything quality. There's charlatans out there, so you just got to be careful with the CBD. Not that it's going to cause a problem, but you're just going to get junk and you're going to waste your money. But the CBD is, again, treating the symptom, but not treating the cause. So with your wife, a couple of questions. Does she have acid reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, bloating?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That's the digestive system. And so if we fix the stomach, pull the stomach away from the diaphragm, then I'd get her on some supplements. I'd get her on Dr. Joe's Super Greens, Dr. Joe's Essential Source, Dr. Joe's Digestive Enzymes, and probiotics. Because those are the things that are going to help the digestive system go back to normal again. And then in most cases, I have people come in just about every day crying, saying, Dr. Joe, what your team did for me is amazing. My anxiety is better. My depression is better. My ADD is better. So this is a very common situation. So if you want to bring her in to come see us, we'd be more than happy to take a look at her for you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Fred. Appreciate the call. And that's a big issue, folks, because so many of you out there do have anxiety and depression and fatigue and bipolar. And many times we fix the digestive system as part of the treatment plan. Sometimes you need more than that. The body does amazingly well. But the minimum amount of nutrients you need every single day are Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source. That goes without saying. Everybody should be taking that. And if you want to get that, it's on the website, drjoe.com. But here's the thing. If you want to save some money, come by our offices in the Atlanta area. We have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge, and pick it up. And then we don't have to pay the post office. So there you go. It's pretty simple then. So again, the website, if you want more information on that, drjoe.com. So we're talking today about home remedies that really work. And I want to talk about turmeric. Studies have shown it can help with arthritis, skin rashes, and even rashes that happen after the treatment of cancer, radiation treatment for cancer. You don't want to overdo it. If you take too much turmeric, it can cause digestive problems. Now, with turmeric, you want to add some black pepper to it. Just not a lot, just a couple of shakes there maybe, because black pepper has something called pepperine. And pepperine activates the turmeric more so than just on its own. So add a little black pepper to your turmeric. I think you'll be really impressed. Now, in my garden, for many years, I would get a compost from a health food store and just dump it in my garden, and that made my compost. So I've got really rich soil in my gardens. And one day, I must have had some turmeric in there, because a couple of years ago, I noticed these green leaves growing up. Very tall, very pretty, very elegant. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. It's like, I don't know, some type of flower or something. And then it started growing more and more and more, started taking up a lot of my garden space. So I pulled one out one day, and sure enough, what was it? Turmeric. So if you want to get crazy, buy some organic turmeric, plant it in your garden or in some pots or something like that. Chances are it's going to grow like crazy, and then you'll have your own. And it's pretty. The nice part is that it really is nice looking, too. And then in the fall, it kind of grows some nice flowers on it as well. But turmeric is great. It's wonderful anti-inflammatory. And just be careful with it. It has a real strong flavor. And don't get it on anything white, because it will stain. If you have white countertops and they're not marble, it will stain. If you have white clothes or any clothes, it will stain. So be very, very careful with the turmeric, how you use it, because it can cause some real